Rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, Casamigos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation. They say the devil made her for his entertainment, but even he couldn't learn how to contain it. Her high heels make a damn good statement. There is no replacement, a body by Satan. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, Casamigos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on her tight frame.
Oh, yeah.
You think we ever pull that?
Yeah, it feels like my bicep just made a tear, yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Good. And then just nice and upright for me. Good. Just look left for me. Okay. That pull there.
Yeah, it's directly from my ear
Okay.
down.
What happens if you look right for me? Do you get a compression in that side?
No, that's pretty
Okay,
good.
that's good.
Nothing at all.
Okay, drop your left ear to your left shoulder for me. Okay, relax. The other side for me.
That's good.
Okay, good.
Full range of motion.
Yeah. Okay, drop your right ear again for me. The right shoulder. Good, back up. And right left side for me. Good, back up. Good. Nice deep breath in for me. Good, all the way out. Okay. First rib is moving, which is good, so that's not too sticky in there, so that's one thing we can rule out.
That's crazy. That's exactly what they said in the back pain center, that the first rib is
Back pillars.
all the way
Not
down.
in a great, yeah, not in a great
Feel
way
it.
there. Okay. And there.
Yeah, it's pretty
Set.
good. And that, just right there,
Yeah.
whatever I do for back, that's the only spot I feel working.
In there?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Rowing, pulling, that's the only muscle I feel working, but not the lats and not the traps.
Okay, that's not what we want.
I know.
Okay, well, quick stand up for me. Me, when I, obviously for me it's my job, it's my job, but shuffle down just a little. But when I watch, you know, I've seen videos in the past of like, when Jay used to get in and stuff like that.
All of those. The Dallas McCarver, Jay, Ronnie, I watch all of that.
Yeah. Breathe. There's not much internal there, is there?
No. Because I stretch the external rotation part, so it's actually not that bad,
Yeah.
but I don't pay attention to that.
Yeah, that's fine. Good. Pull your hand into your tummy button for me. Come on, a bit more.
Oh, pull it.
Yeah, there we go. Good, relax.
Yeah.
Any pain?
A little bit. Right.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You're pretty hard, so good, and push out for me gently.
Hard?
Yeah. 10% more. 10% more. 10% more. Oh, yeah, little bit weaker there. It's always going. We always want that to be stronger than external, but we want about kind of 70%. So if you could pull a 10 in that way, we want at least a 7 that way in terms of whatever weight we're doing. So if you can internally rotate 20, we want somewhere around maybe 15 to externally
Probably
rotate.
not even close.
Yeah. It's a little sticky there still. Very sticky there. That might be rib issue. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Still it looks a little restricted, but it's not too bad.
It's probably even better than the other side, but still I have never had an issue on the left side.
Shuffle that way just a touch for me. That's it, right? That's all we know, is it? There's a long head of tricep in there.
It's disappearing day by day.
Okay, yeah. Right, let's get cracking. Hold on one sec, actually. Just have a little look through here for me. So, just have a hold. Okay, relax the head. No, it's not in there.
Really sensitive.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sternocleidomastoid is pretty tight. That's what's going to be causing that kind of crankiness through there, some of these scalenes. So yeah, we're gonna...
I always feel that muscle contracted.
Yeah. We'll start through here, and then there's definitely some bits down through the glenohumeral joint I want to do. What's probably happened is over, I don't know, this is just a hypothesis, but over time where you might have got a little sticky and movements might have been possibly a little bit restricted through here, where internal rotation, lat extension, and lat flexion overhead and things like that have been a little bit limited. This has then started to take over in some of your movements. So whether you've been pressing or whatever, this has had to just do a bit more stability-based work, and it's just kind of taken over, and it's just got a bit gristly. And also,
15 hours on my phone doesn't.
And that's it. Yeah, being on the computer all day, every day, and the fact of the matter is, let's not forget, you're still a human being.
Yeah.
And we know you as a human being. You need to be in here at least every kind of 6 to 8 weeks to kind of keep on top of at least 1 or 2 issues. And I haven't seen you for a little while. And sometimes these things just build up, and then before we know it, it's nice that it's not your lower back for once, but obviously, with it being your neck, it's also not something we'd want to see either. There's barely any movement there. We'll do that at the end once we've released things off, and we'll get a nice little adjustment in there.
How was your holiday?
Oh, it was amazing, mate. It was so good, yeah. Just all of the carbs. Pasta was amazing out there. I had a couple of pizzas, but they were unbelievable. Yeah, it was wicked. Definitely worth going to. Yeah, it's fun. How's that now, mate?
Yeah.
Out of 10?
4 or 5.
Okay. Yeah, let me know if we creep any higher. We just want to kind of ease into it. Yeah.
The right side is just not.
You've just locked in on exactly what we're going to do next. So this is my nice little magic trick, and hopefully it pays off. Just think there's a bit of glare there. We might just. That's a bit better. That's much better actually. I'll just kind of turn it this way. Cool. So because we've got not great internal rotation this side here, so it's difficult to do with the camera kind of there, but
even just that.
Yeah, I mean, we can only kind of get you to kind of there. What we're going to do is we're going to open up your upper ribs on this side with that arm there. So if you just bring this arm up overhead for me, that's it, just let me come around. Just this side? Just that one. Yeah. What we're going to do is we're just going to block off the ribs on this side. So I'm just going to put a bit of compression in through there for you. And as we come, sorry, I've got the towel on your chin there. There we go. So I'm just going to block off through there as we come up overhead. What I want you to do, is that comfortable this side?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Nice deep breaths in, but not into the diaphragm, right into the upper chest for me. Good, and breathe all the way out. Through the lips, through the lips, through the lips. And in for me. Through the nose, through the nose, through the nose. That's better, all the way out. Through the mouth. Good. In through the nose for me. That's better. And out. Good. One more like that for me. And out.
It's actually hard.
It is hard, yeah, because I'm taking away nearly a quarter of a lung. And out for me. Good. Yeah, last one. Good, all the way out. Good.
It's actually hard.
It's tough, right?
Yeah.
Now let's have a little look at this side now. Let's see how that looks. So come right there for me. Nice and relaxed. Hey, boom. How's that feel?
It's good. I only feel the pressure from your thumb, but that's it.
Look at that. Got your thumb all the way down to the couch.
Really good.
That's amazing. So definitely some stickiness in the ribs, upper ribs this side here. That's amazing. That's the exact kind of response we wanted. You know, sometimes it's easy to do this test and be like, you just move the arm down and say, oh yeah, look how much more movement we've got, but we can get you in that fully abducted position there. Look at that lovely range there now. Nice.
Cool.
Let's get into that pec minor, because that was a little bit gristly before. Actually, I'm gonna, as long as it's okay with you, I'm gonna come in underneath the pec, if that's okay. Just
kill it. Destroy it.
So we're just gonna come up and in.
Yep.
Right there. Just relax. That's
Cool.
Nice. You good?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, good. There we go. Good. Well done.
I'm in my happy place.
Yeah. That's eased off a little, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And I finished it up.
For that kind of downward kind of escalation of cholesterol.
Oh,
Good. So what we're gonna do is just straighten the arm ever so slightly. That's it. Not knock it out though. Just relax. And we're just gonna get into this long head. I'm not even touching you.
I know. It's so bad.
We're just going to lock in just gently into the long head of the tricep there. I'm just going to pin it in. So I'm just going to do a pin and floss. So I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure there and just curl your arm into your head for me. Curl your arm to your head.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Ow, 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 ow. And straight in for me. Good. And again for me. Hey, these are tight, man.
It's bad.
Jeez. I'm putting a 0.5 out of 10 pressure on that as well. That's on. I'm just
stand on it.
Yeah, I'm just literally resting my fingers in that spot there.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the media. Is this elbow as well? This side is it?
Yeah.
This is it's your
I know.
It's medial head of the tricep, because that is gnarly in there. That's what it is.
That's why I don't like to use the term I have elbow issue, because it's nothing wrong with my
issue,
elbow.
yeah.
It's not an elbow.
A lot of elbow issues are caused by, well, it's either a loading issue, so too much too soon, or too little for too long. But essentially where the tricep kind of orientates, we've got all three heads of the tricep that all come into form like one kind of fascial sheath, which then inserts onto the elbow there. So quite often if you are getting elbow pain, it's going to be,
it's
going to
I
be
know
from
it's my
here.
triceps, yeah.
And this is the thing, you can, if you are getting some pain and discomfort there, you can do this yourself. Just put a bit of coconut oil or just something on your arm there.
You know what I try? I try to put, the ball on the table and then just put, it's so painful, even just the weight of my arm is too much.
I'm going to show you the best way to do it yourself. So we've already got a bit of oil there, right? So I'm just going to get you to use, there you go.
Yeah.
Lock it in just ever so slightly. It doesn't even have to be strong. And then just bend,
go through
just bend your elbow. So we're doing like a pin and floss technique. So then you take the pressure off as you come back up. You apply the pressure there.
Apply the pressure on the nerve?
No.
Or
Always
on the muscle?
Soft tissue.
Ah, good.
Okay. And then so you apply the so you shorten the tissue. So if your elbow is extended, the tricep is shortened.
Oh yeah, I
right?
got you now.
We then lock it in with the finger or the thumb. We then shorten. So we're lengthening the tissue. But then when we get to the end there, you release the pressure. We lengthen, and then we come back through there. That's it.
Okay.
So you're kind of pinning and flossing it.
Okay, because I was trying to find a nerve, which
No.
and then compress the nerve, and I was doing that, and I was like, I'm not.
It's a little trickier to do on the long head because you've got big old,
and the nerve
big old meaty tricep.
Right
yeah,
there.
But you can see you've got a really, you'll be able to see in the camera there. You can see exactly where your medial head of your tricep is. It's really well developed. But all you can do is just literally come in, grab that finger or the thumb, and just put that lock in to there, and then just floss through there. There we go.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, this is way more painful than a
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Let's swing your legs around. Let's get you on your front. We're going to do another pin and floss. My favourite. It's either contract and relax or pin and floss. So we're going to bring that arm up there for me. This area that you're just feeling everything in when you're pulling. We're going to put a little lock in there for you.
Is it the infraspinatus?
It is indeed.
Supraspinatus.
No, supraspinatus is up here.
There.
So if you just relax there, we can see, because you've got, well, you're pretty lean at the moment as well. Relax down. So we can see rear deltoid there. We can see the upper trapezius here. Obviously lat comes in down here. If you just externally rotate, and we can see that lovely kind of complex in through here. So just relax. And we've got kind of infraspinatus, teres major, teres minor, just kind of making up this whole kind of component here. But infraspinatus obviously sits slightly higher, so if we just do come into that kind of region there,
that's really painful.
That's the infraspinatus there. So now what I want you to do for me is just hold your arm there for me. Good, and then gently pull that hand down for me. So we're going to internally rotate there. There we go. Okay, relax. Oof. Good, come down for me.
That was better.
Relax the arm, just let me take control of it.
Okay.
That's it. There we go. GT's your safety word.
Pineapple. Pineapple. Oh.
Relax there.
It's from Kevin Hart.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Pineapple.
Yeah. I love Kevin Hart. Have you seen all the videos of him and The Rock lately?
All of them.
It's amazing, isn't it? I love the one where the interviewer, the lady's like, "Oh, I hear you just bought your mum a house," and he's like, "About fucking time."
It's still Dave Chappelle.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Definitely my number one. Number two, Jim Jeffrey.
Yeah.
And then third place, Kevin Hart to me. I think no one can beat Dave Chappelle. That's just insane.
No. Have you listened to any of Bert Kreischer?
No.
He's this big fat American guy. He always takes his shirt off on stage.
But I've seen him. He's on Netflix.
He is, yeah.
So I know, yeah.
He's really funny, man. He's a good comedian. Yeah, I like him a lot. Right. I want to get into this levator scapula in here. But if it's okay with you, I'd like to needle it. If that's okay?
Yeah, go
You
for
sure?
it. Yeah, just put the knife in it, doesn't it?
Put the knife in it.
I mean,
It's what's going to work the best, and it looks good for the camera as well, doesn't it? Get you to do is just pop your arm onto your lower back for me quickly.
that one?
Yep.
Right here.
Good, and just relax. That allows us to find this border of the scap here, and we can go right. Relax the arm down for me now. Is it not down by your side? Put your arm down by your side.
Oh,
That's
just
it.
like that.
There, we know that.
Oh,
that is bang on the money there.
Oh.
We've got right on it there.
Oh.
There we go. That's exactly what we want.
Yep, cool.
Just going to come into this nice big trap belly. For anyone watching, this doesn't hurt.
Oh.
Does it, Alex? It just feels. It's a strange sensation,
Weird.
isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't feel the needle go in, do you? It's
No,
just
I won't call it pain. It's just weird.
Yeah. Just it's the sensation it gives, isn't it? Okay, relax this up for me.
It is. Relax. Kind of.
Like there.
Uh-huh.
Bit of a twitch there, we see.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Let me just relax there, let them do their thing.
Did you see my new car?
Maybe it was a post you did. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. Because you know what the crankshaft sensor does.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't. But
Oh no, I don't. No, sorry.
yeah. If that's not, it doesn't work properly. It might not going to start.
Oh god.
So
okay.
it's a starting issue.
Yeah.
It did, and it does.
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Oh, but that one time it doesn't.
Yeah. But it will after like 5-10 minutes still.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not reliable enough for me to go to Southampton or something
Oh
like
god, no. Right, let's get you on your back face up for me.
that.
Nearly done. Yeah. Give you a quick little snap, crackle and pop. Have a little look through that thoracic and that
That one?
cervical. Yeah. T-spine to start with.
I do that on a foam roller every night.
Yeah.
This way and that way both. That way 5 minutes rest. This way just crack
Yeah,
every
nice.
single
Just
part.
hug for me. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Thoracic rotation.
Big boy. Hug there for me.
Level infinity.
Hug around a bit more, squeeze for me. There we go, good. Take a little breath in, go all the way out. Yeah, nice.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah.
That's good though, because it doesn't always
it
doesn't always go like that. We haven't been able to get that to go for the last couple of visits, which is
when you were on holiday. I went to the back pain center. Even he couldn't do that.
Really?
And he pushed me really hard down. He couldn't do that.
Yeah. We got it in the end. Let's go for that neck quickly now. Or should we move the camera, or should we just leave it where it is?
Yeah, just leave it.
Yeah. Cool, let's just have a quick look through here, relax here for me. Okay, a little breath in for me. Good all the way out. A little breath in, wow.
Oh,
there we go. Oh, she didn't want to go there, did she?
Good.
Yeah, we've got some movement there now. Quick look at this side.
Tell us about yourself in 1 minute. Who you are, what you do, and what did I learn from you in the past 5 years? What have you done for me in the past 5 years?
Everything.
Kind of everything. By the way, the YouTube is purely because of this guy.
I don't know how much credit I can take for that, but it's really nice that you mentioned that. So yeah, my name is Simon. I'm a sports therapist, sports massage therapist, manual therapist. My master's is in musculoskeletal rehab. My undergraduate degree is sports biomedicine and nutrition. I was previously teaching at Bournemouth University at undergrad level, so I was teaching sport and exercise science, sports therapy, as well as teaching all of the sports massage qualifications and mainly the personal training qualifications at the university there. Hence how I met Alex many moons ago. I taught him his PT qualifications, came to me as a...
Don't even talk about it. I have actually told this story on YouTube so people know that I went to the course with the keto t-shirt on me.
Spotted him straight away. I was like, right, we're going to change that. So yeah, I was like, start eating carbs. So yeah, there we go. That's me in a nutshell, basically. Yeah, so now obviously I work solo, freelance as a therapist, based here in Bournemouth in the UK. In the next few months, I am actually planning on doing a little bit more kind of online rehab-based work from like a programming perspective. So not to necessarily write an entire program, but if you are suffering from injuries and niggles and things like that, ways in which we can implement different mobility, stability-based things and different loading protocols to basically help stop injuries. And then the other half of my business, I run my own personal training academy where I run different qualifications, so level 2 gym instructor, level 3 personal trainer, and lots of different CPDs and massage qualifications and things like that as well. So,
what level English do you have to complete your course?
You have to. Well, it's a bit of a grey area, but you basically have to pitch English at a minimum of what is classified as a level 2.
Yeah.
I don't know, and that might mean more to you than it does to me. I'm obviously fortunate enough to be my mother tongue, but as long as you can pitch English to a level 2 standard, which is, I think, just a reasonably good conversational.
Like a GCSE. English.
Exactly, yeah. It's like a conversational standard of English. So yeah, as long as you can cope with that level, then yeah, that's absolutely fine. I mean, the actual qualification itself is almost as much communication based as it is actually, right, this is how you do a bicep curl.
Yeah.
It's all coaching is all about communication and how we can actually portray our information safely and effectively, basically.
Cool.
So yeah.
And now for the viewers, we've got 5 quick questions, just hit and run questions, right? So the first one, because people always think that we do have to do full range of motion in the gym. Is it true?
No.
For everybody?
No. It's very person dependent. So what I can do with my hip range and my internal rotation, my flexion, my extension is going to be very, very different to you. And also we have to think of it from, a cost effectiveness ratio as well. So yeah, we can go arse the grass on squats, we can hit full depth, are we going to get a huge amount of feedback from glute hypertrophy, quad hypertrophy by doing that?
What's the goal?
1-2% maybe, but the increase in the risk of hip issues, lower back pain issues, and just general injuries is going to be a lot more than maybe 2%. So from that perspective, the answer is probably no. From a leg press perspective, you see, you can still grow a fantastic set of legs by just actually coming down, stopping
90 degrees,
stopping 90 degrees, keeping that lower back locked in, keeping the core engaged, and just driving and pressing through there. And again, from a range of movement perspective as well, we have to consider what muscle group we're actually training as well. So certain muscle groups don't actually fully respond from a hypertrophy perspective to being either in a fully lengthened or fully shortened position, basically.
For example, the biceps.
And the triceps, yeah. So triceps, we don't have to get the tricep fully lengthened. Obviously, it works better in a fully shortened position as opposed to a fully lengthened position. So you're just going to get more elbow issues if you're doing your tricep extensions coming all the way up here. You're going to get exactly the same responses if you just push from here down to here. So it really depends on the movement and it depends on the person. No, there you go.
I need to learn something today.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, next one. Stretching. People believe that stretching prevents injury. Stretching actually helps you to gain muscle and strength and endurance and all this stuff. Is it always true?
So we'll just debunk a few myths because this is probably just an hour episode. We're going to do a podcast soon anyway. I think we're going to sit down and chew the fat for an hour. But stretching between sets is probably a really bad idea. There's been some really good literature done over the last 10 years to show that it actually decreases hypertrophy, decreases strength and things like that, and it decreases performance. So
stretching before the workout?
Stretching before the workout's a really good idea, but as long as it's like a dynamic movement, we don't just want to kind of sit there and just static stretch the pec, for example. Before a workout, I'm more interested in if we can mobilize joints. So, for example, what we've done today with Alex is a lot of kind of shoulder mobility from the actual glenohumeral joint itself. So yeah, we've gone into his pec, we've gone into some of the tissue there, but one of the main things we found with this injury for you is the range of movement he had on this shoulder. We could get to there, but as soon as we came down to here, it was stuck there. And you could see after we did some work there, he could get his arm all the way down to his side there. So from whatever movement perspective he's doing, you're going to have better range of movement there, and you're going to do that. So if we can mobilize joints, that's going to be way better than potentially stretching muscle tissue. But post-workout, obviously we go into the gym, we shorten muscle. It is always worthwhile just spending a few minutes at the end of the session just re-lengthening tissue. And to be honest, for me personally, the main ones I would kind of focus on that are probably going to have more of an effect from an injury prevention perspective are the bigger muscle groups. So we're talking pec major, the latissimus, the rectus femoris in the quadricep, and probably the glutes and piriformis. So those are kind of the five main areas I would say, right, just focus on doing something in those areas, because if we neglect those areas, we're going to start looking like this and it's going to start causing issues. So yeah.
You're not going to believe that, but only this week, 3 of my clients tear the rectum. Probably because of the heat in Hungary, it's like over 40, dehydration, stuff like that. So if you have a partial tear in your rectum, and it's actually visible, the bruise is there, the lump is there, so I'm talking about serious tear. What would you say? Rest, ice, doctor?
Yeah, so one of the
carry on training.
Well, first of all, one of the main drivers of the risk of tearing a muscle tissue is dehydration. So I don't know if they were training first thing in the morning. I don't know what But whenever we tear a muscle, it's not just I did that on the leg press. It's probably we could strip it back to probably 10 different reasons as to why that happened.
In the gym.
There you go. There you go. So it could be stress at work, stress at home, food, sleep. Hydration is a massive factor, rest, recovery, food, anything really. So if you've obviously torn those 3 individuals that have torn their quad, for example, I would probably back off any loading lower body just until that acute phase diminishes or reduces. Obviously, go into the gym and just maybe do some light work, upper body. Again, nothing where you're going to have to be using the legs, so like kicking dumbbells up. Obviously we want to avoid that, so maybe just go in and do some open chain exercises. So an open chain exercise is basically like a fixed bicep curl or a fixed tricep extension, like a leg extension, for example. So do fixed open chain exercises just to get some kind of stimulation in the areas that you haven't injured potentially. And I actually posted on my Academy page a couple of days ago, we all know this kind of household acronym of rest, ice, compression, elevation. Now, this is something that we probably need to be pushing out the back door really, because it's a very old school approach, and the guy that actually invented it came out a few years ago and said, yeah, I made a bit of a mistake there. And the guy that came up with that has actually turned around and said, yeah, it probably wasn't the best protocol actually, but we all still do it. So one of the best things that we can now look to do is called peace and love. So it's protecting the joints, obviously creating some kind of elevation, avoiding anti-inflammatories and avoiding ice as well, just for that acute stage. For those first kind of 3 or 4 days, we want that inflammation to take place. We want the body to be creating that inflammation. By masking it, we're just, we're dragging it out basically. Yeah, we're dragging it out. So I won't go through all of them now, but yeah, if you check out that post, it talks about it in quite a lot of depth there. So yeah, I think that was all your questions.
Yeah, and the last one, online coaching became more and more popular, but people still think that to learn to be a PT, you still have to be there in person in a school or something like that. But obviously, you can actually become a PT now online.
Yeah.
You can study online. Do you think going through courses purely online is still as effective as going to a school and learn from someone face to face?
I believe so. Well, if we just look at the last 2 years, for example, universities here in the UK just
shut down.
No, they shut down the site, but everything remained the same because the teachers were thrown into this this anomaly which we've never had before in our lives, where right, you have to teach everything online now. And a lot of universities now are still doing some online lectures. Look at businesses in there's offices closing down left, right and centre in London because people are realising, hang on a minute, we don't need that massive skyscraper office because half of our staff can work from home for 3 days a week and it actually works just as better. They're happier, they're more productive, etc. But from a course perspective, yes and no. It really just does depend on the type of learner that you are, to be honest with you. I think e-learning courses and online courses, they can be made in such a way now that you can gain just as much from it than you can if you are there face to face, because we have technology on our sides now. So the way my platform is run, I have all of my webinars and all of my content from a theory aspect. It's all pre-recorded, it's all discussed. It's nice PowerPoint presentations. If you don't understand or hear it properly, you can hit pause, go back 10 seconds and listen to it again. If you're in a classroom of 10 other students, you can't stop the teacher every 10 seconds and rewind back. And also, some people don't always feel confident. So if and when I'm teaching in person, say, right, okay, so is everybody happy with that? And nobody puts their hands up, but 4 of them might be sitting there thinking, oh, actually, I don't quite know. So then when we go off and do a task, that's when they personally come up to me and say, hey, Si, can you just go through that and that again for me? Whereas with e-learning courses, you can do a lot of that yourself and you can just, do that theory. But then from a practical aspect, the way that I've designed my courses is the way in which all the videos are produced. So I will show you how to introduce somebody to a cross-trainer, for example. Now, when you do a PT qualification, as you remember, we're not looking to see who's the strongest, who's the fittest, who's the best in the gym. It's not like that at all. So the way the course is delivered, and rightly so in my opinion, is you have to imagine you're taking in somebody who has never been in a gym in their life before. They've seen a cross-trainer in a magazine maybe, but they've never been in one in their life. So you have to strip the communication right back to just very simple, safe and effective communication commands to get them using the equipment safely. And that's what it is, it's communication. And the way that my videos are created is in a way that you're taught and delivered the gold standard of what I would like you to do. You then go away, practice it yourself with a client from home, in Hungary, wherever you are. You then send me some video feedback so I can hear you, I can see how you're doing. Just set a camera up on a tripod like we've got here. You then send me the feedback. I then come back to you and say, hey, great, well done, keep doing that. And then we just go from there. And then it's the same with the assessment. You finish your program, you go through, finish the program, you deliver it to your client, send me the assessment, and it's all done from that aspect. All of the written work is sent to me via email. It's all completed on Microsoft Word. And even the theory exam is done online as well. So
that was actually a really good point you just said, that you're not creating bodybuilders, you're creating professional PTs, and
Absolutely.
that's not the same.
Absolutely.
You're teaching people how to become a professional personal trainer, not a professional bodybuilder.
Absolutely.
That's not the same.
There's a big difference between a coach and an athlete. So, for example, you know, whenever you're doing some kind of course, we're trying to make you into a better coach. Trying to make you into a better coach. And this is the thing, some of the best coaches in the world, well, not some of them, but
They don't even work out.
some of them don't even train anymore. Yeah, some aren't in great shape, but their knowledge is, you know, Chris Beardsley, for example, one of the pioneers of our time of strength and conditioning and just research. He's spitting out research all the time. He's in his 50s, he probably plays a bit of golf and does this or that, but he's...
And look at Chris Aceto. He hasn't worked out for probably 30 years and still considered to be one, if not the best.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think there's, and that goes to show from, you know, Alex and even myself are an anomaly. Some people come to me for treatment, they're like, oh wow, and that's why I get quite a lot of people come to me as well, because it's, I don't just help them with the injury side of things, but I'm able to manipulate and change their training program and load them in a certain way where I can reintroduce them back into full fitness, whereas a lot of other healthcare professionals here in the UK, just go home and rest it, you know, don't train that area, go and put some ice on it, whereas we know that's not the right approach at all. And I think it's definitely the same from finding yourself a good online coach. It's, you know, Alex is an anomaly where he's in ridiculous shape and he's a really clever guy, so, but I can testify to the fact that I know how much research he does, and he'll always, Simon, what do you think about this? Like, just like, have you seen this research study? Have you seen that? And I'll message him back and be like, yeah, that's really good. I know, like, what should I do about this and this? And it's just that constant learning curve, whereas a lot of people out there are just...
Insulin makes you fat, huh?
Some people are just out there just... You know,
I was one of them.
They almost rely on their coaching business from being in great shape, and their actual coaching and their protocols and just even their attitude towards it can be quite poor, I think, at times. Not naming any names, but yeah, I mean, yeah. No,
that's me sometimes.
But yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah,
yeah, that's all good. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna do another. We're gonna
podcast.
We could even do it like this. To be fair, we could mic up and just do it.
Yeah,
and
if everything goes alright, if everything goes alright, you'll see us working out in the gym. Doing the workout and Simon helping me not to get injured again.
What should we train?
Low back, hip hinge.
Yeah, we can.
That's definitely my weakest area. For
let's do it.
Or anything else.
We'll let you decide.
Yep,
yeah,
right,
we'll let you decide. Awesome. Thank you, mate.
Righty ho.